Okay, for this video I'm going to make one of the teapots. You can see my teapots here. I have them in several sizes, and in this video I'm focusing on the big teapot with this extra handle here, and I will show you how I make it. Now I'm gonna throw a teapot. One of the teapots you've seen in my shop already, but this time it will be a big one for about 2 to 2.5 liters. And well, I'm showing you how to make it. The first I'm going to make is the actual pot. I use about 1¼ kilogram of clay. And here wedging the clay is quite important because it's a bit tricky to throw, and it's better to prepare your clay properly in advance. Okay, what I'm doing now is actually throwing one big pot. Well, we're making a large teapot now, or rather I'm making, you are just watching, and I hope it works. So it's practically just a bit of a big jug. There's not really much I can say to this, you just have to watch. So I'm getting this rounder and rounder. Big round belly for the teapot because I want to have it about for 2.5 liters content of tea later on. And before I close the top part too much, I want to get the water out of the inside, and maybe I find my sponge somewhere in this chaos here. Well, I'll take another one. Here it is. Oops. Okay, so now I'm making the top part, just closing this spherical thing here. This is where the lid sits later on. Okay, and if I want to, for throwing from the inside, making some dents away, I have this tool. I can go inside and then work on the final shape. Oh, this looks quite good now. But actually I don't like the top diameter. I find it a little bit too small because it's a bit unpractical when you want to rinse the teapot later on. It's I like to make the lid a bit wider, so I'm cutting out some stuff, some clay, and make it a bit wider. Now I take away the slip from the outside. Yep, I think that looks quite good. And the next step for mounting the teapot, for the next step, this has to dry, and then I will see on the next day what I can do with it. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make the lid for the pot. Of course, I have to measure the diameter. This is 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters is a pretty good diameter, because you can still go with your hand inside to rinse the pot when it's in use. Okay, 8 centimeters, but that is for the inside, and outside something like 11 centimeters. So I'm gonna put a bat on my wheel, and for that I actually, most of the time when I'm making teapots, I'm not only making one teapot, but I'm making about 10 or 15 teapots. And I first of all throw all the pots, and in the second stage I throw all the lids, and it's the easiest to throw the lids from the hump. So actually now for the demonstration I only need one lid, but I take a bigger hump of clay and show you how to throw the lid from the hump. Because it makes it a lot easier. Also for the measuring, it is easier when it's not down on the ground, but a bit more in the air. So I start about like this, then I start throwing, and I leave this piece of clay for the knob of the lid. I make a little bowl like this, and I flip this end around. Next is I throw the knob, go inside like this, and I can form the knob. You can do all this also directly on the bat without throwing it on the hump, but it makes it all easier for the hands to go to work when it's a bit higher up. And now, as I said, 8 centimeters. I need my scale. I have this thing here to measure. I put my calibers, and I put 8 centimeters, and then I can go underneath and look if it has 8 centimeters. Now it is a bit too wide, and I can throw it a bit thinner, a bit narrower. I can measure again. It's got exactly 8 centimeters. So, as you can see on the pot here, it has the shape which goes downwards. So I also make immediately on the lid, giving it a bit downwards, a tilt of the rim, so then it's all nice together, the lid and the pot. And another one thing I like is, I always like when people can see that I work with my hands. So I make a little snail on top of the lid, so that sometimes people ask, Is that the second? Because it got funny marks on the lid, and they say, no, I did that on purpose. Okay, and now, how do I get this lid off? I have this instrument, this needle, and I cut from underneath. I have my fingers like a fork, lift it up, and under my fingers I cut off the lid, and here it is, and I can put it away on my shelf.